Welcome back to the show. That is U2 with All I Want Is You. I think this version of U2, or this era of U2, is probably my favorite of the group. They're incredibly talented, incredibly political, but their music has reached out and touched so many on so many levels. It is just absolutely amazing to listen to them, and also to kind of discover how they've evolved over the years from their earlier albums, the War album, onto their breakout album of the Joshua Tree, Rattle and Hum, and then on through the Europa albums and further on. They're still pretty good. I just prefer their older stuff as well. Welcome back to the show. It is 9:17. So are you still watching the Olympics? They've kind of moved away from the gymnastics, swimming events. I think those are all done. I think from everything that I've read, the United States has done pretty well as far as women's gymnastics and the swimming. I think what I read today was Michael Phelps certainly won another medal, and he has gone down in history as one of the more successful Olympic athletes, and this is his final Olympics. So good for him. Congratulations to Michael Phelps. I see that Venus Williams beat Maria Sharapova in the tennis match today as well. I just saw that briefly. The standings by nation now. The United States is ahead only by one medal, ahead of China. 26 gold, 13 silver, 15 bronze. China has 25 gold, 16 silver, and 12 bronze. Great Britain is a distant 14 gold medals, 7 silver, and 8 bronze medals with a total of 29. Russia is now fourth with 3 gold medals, 15 silver, and 10 bronze. And Japan has 2 gold medals, 10 silver, and 8 bronze. And just some highlights. Rowing women's double sculls was won by Great Britain. The United States shooting women's 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, was won by the United States by Bayerly Gray. And further on, tennis women's single was again not Venus but Serena Williams beating Maria Sharapova, who got a silver. And men's doubles was won by the United States. And further on with more, fencing women's team EP was wasn't won, but the United States got a bronze out of that event. Cycling, track cycling, the United States won a silver. And let's see, swimming, and that was some swimming events that happened. I think those happened yesterday, so I won't cover those again. So still a very close race between the United States and China. Well, the Olympics, I think, are about half over pretty soon. It's going by fast. We'll definitely watch the closing ceremonies. Those are always very poignant and meaningful, just as the opening ceremonies were. I finally got to watch the whole opening ceremonies, and I have to admit, I liked it. I liked the opening ceremonies. The little bits and pieces I kind of took for judgment a little bit too harshly. I did enjoy. I DVR'd it and finally watched the whole thing, and it was pretty good. Okay, so on to other news. According to NBCNews.com, if NASA's newest Mars rover doesn't touch down safely Sunday night, the future of the Red Planet exploration could be thrown into serious doubt. The 1-ton Curiosity rover's main goal is to determine if Mars can, or ever could, support microbial life. But the huge robot is also carrying the hopes and dreams of NASA's venerable Mars program on its back to some extent, so a crash Sunday night could be devastating. According to Robert Zubrin, it could take the entire Mars program down with it. He's the president of the Mars Society, which pushes for human settlement on the red planet, according to space.com. It's either victory or death. The President Barack Obama's budget request for 2013, which was released in February, slashes NASA's planetary science program from $1.5 billion to $1.2 billion, with further cuts expected to be coming to fruition in future years. Much of the money will come out of NASA's robotic Mars exploration program, which has enjoyed a string of successes in the past decade. After landing in January, for example, the twin rovers, January of 2004, the twin rovers Spirit and Opportunity discovered plenty of evidence that Mars was once warmer and wetter than it is today. And the Phoenix lander later found subsurface water ice near the planet's North Pole in 2008. Nevertheless, the budget proposal cuts NASA's Mars funding from $587 million this year to $360 million in 2013, and then just to $189 million in 2015. As a result, NASA was forced to drop out of the European-led ExoMars mission, which aims to deliver an orbiter and a rover to the red planet in 2016 and 2018, respectively. NASA's planetary science officials still hold out hope for a funding comeback with the help of Curiosity. They think that the rover's discoveries could loosen politicians' purse strings and reinvigorate the agency's robotic exploration efforts. So, this is all about keeping the program vital and keeping it a success. So tomorrow's landing hopefully is a successful one. This story is important to me because there aren't too many people out there that know my fascination and love for exploration and the space program. I think it was a little bit of a too soon retirement for the space shuttle. I say that with a little bit of selfish reasons because I always wanted to see a launch, and I know that we've had two tragedies with the shuttle, and it was a very expensive program, but space exploration, our own exploration as humans, is incredibly important to us as a people and for our growth. I know we have the International Space Station, which has its own budget and is manned by several groups from other countries, in Japan and China, Russia, United States, Great Britain, even other countries that I can't mention or remember at this point. But I think we need to go farther. I think we need to stop looking 2 feet in front of our noses and look further. I know that the money is an issue, the budget is the issue, the national deficit is an issue, but let's not sacrifice too much too soon for the sake of our own growth as a people. So what do you think about that? Should we completely stop space exploration? Should we stop all funding for NASA and the program? Or should we continue on? Should we move forward, give NASA more money to develop these programs, whether they be robotic or human programs for further exploration to asteroids, to Mars, and further on? I think I made it clear where I stand. So tell me what you think. Feel free to message me on Facebook and message me or leave me a text, an email, whatever you find. I'd love to hear what you think about it. It is 9:25. A scared pilot in Kansas recently, who wishes to remain anonymous, has reported seeing a UFO near the Kansas City International Airport. Despite the fear of being ostracized and maybe losing his job, the incident was scary enough to take the risk. The man who reported he is a military veteran pilot turned commercial aviator, says the unidentified flying object buzzed his landing jet Monday night. The object was reported as silvery white, shaped like a dish, had 3 lights under the hull, and a dome-shaped top. That does sound like military aircraft, particularly a new type of jet which has been witnessed but never officially acknowledged by the U.S. Air Force. It's the way the craft flew, however, which caused the most alarm and shouldn't be in the way any responsible pilot would fly. The anonymous pilot claims the UFO flew directly underneath his airplane and sped away at speeds the seasoned aviator never witnessed before. In the report, the pilot claims his co-pilot saw the object as well. If this is a military aircraft, something terribly wrong is happening. Hopefully news reports like this one will cause an investigation, which will help keep the skies around major airports safer. So what do you think? Is this military? Is this something outer worldly? Or is it the imagination of a madman? I think if we were being visited, truly being visited by other intelligence from wherever, whether it be other dimensions or our own solar system or other star systems within our galaxy, wherever they came from, why would they have lights on their craft? Why would they be so reckless and allowing themselves to be visible and causing a supposed, what would be an obvious clandestine observation of our society, if that's how you want to think about it, to be so out in the open? I think this is military. I think the military has a lot of a higher technological advancement in aircraft than what we know. I don't know that for a fact, being former military or anything. I'm just speculating. But it makes no sense to me whatsoever for alien, quote-unquote, alien aircraft to be so visible and have lights and blinking lights and strobe lights like our own military aircraft. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Tell me what you think. I look forward to your messages on Facebook, and we can open that up for discussion as well. It is 9:28. Time for some more music. Let's see, what do we want to go with? How about this? I want to introduce you to... I downloaded a lot of music last night for your listening pleasure, and I have a lot of those now on Spreaker, so you're going to hear a lot more music. And this is a CD that I had from a neighbor when I lived up in Seattle when I first moved there. And this neighbor was a drummer for a band called Touched, and I don't think they're together anymore, but they had a very unique sound. And I found this CD last night and put it on the website. So I don't even remember the disc isn't labeled with the names of the songs. I just know the name of the group as it was called back 12, 13 years ago. So this is a new song that you'll be hearing, and let me know what you think. This is Touched, an unknown track number 7, and here you go. Enjoy the song, and I look forward to hearing about your comments, or your comments about the music that I play.
Strangers on all points, not sure exactly what to make of a pretty face with no road lines, no track marks, no stories. Such a loner, but not lonely, never bored, only quiet and sure and steady of the placement on the table, or the altar under the stage, a new stage or a phase of faceless masses vying for the place you're in. Concerns of the body, time for the mind of mine, mining for that golden information, shining knowledge that makes one valuable or wanted, valuable or wanted, valuable or... Don't wish to be just one